Welcome to GameRomp Easy Mode. This is an easygoing podcast where me and my wife talk about video games, and we try to stay chill and keep a nice relaxed atmosphere.
Hi, I'm Deanna.
And I'm David.
So what is on the agenda today?
Well, I guess we should have talked about this beforehand, but let's just make one quick note about last week's podcast. It's probably a good reason why we shouldn't dive into drama as soon as it pops up, because new stuff has come out. And from now on, I think the best idea is going to be we're just going to let it ride out on its own, and we'll wait until the game's out and we see everything else and not worry between all the back and forth.
I mean, to some extent, sure, but sometimes, I try not to get too much into the middle of things, but drama can be kind of interesting in the very beginning. And yeah, okay, it's an ongoing story. And sure, things came out after we talked about it because we record on Tuesday and release the episode on Sundays. So fine, there was a few days where, yeah, more things came out and people were going back and forth. So, whenever you hear things from us, if it has to be with drama or corporate, whatever, obviously feel free to, check up on how things have changed over the last week or so. But it's kind of fun a little bit, or at least in the sense going forward. Maybe we don't have to make the whole podcast about it. I guess half the podcast was literally just talking about Subnautica itself, which is fine.
Because Subnautica's cool, and I don't think we actually ever talked about it before that.
I don't remember. We've had so many episodes already, so...
Yeah, Subnautica's such a good game, which I'm not going to go over again, but yeah. Anyway, maybe we should go on to something else then.
Sure.
So, first I'm going to start with something before that.
Okay.
But yeah, it's going to be kind of a Persona-heavy week. Maybe talk about some other stuff too, but I just want to say I have been playing Persona 5X, right? And I've probably said this a million times already. I like the story. I like the characters. I am getting so sick of the gameplay.
Now, is that gameplay because it's just a gacha game? Or is it also because, to some degree, it's... Would you still count it as a JRPG, even if it's gacha, or is it not enough of that?
It's gameplay-wise, it's basically a Persona game, but with the free-to-play gacha kind of stuff thrown in. And, don't even really worry about the gacha stuff. Even if you ignore that, it's the other stuff that comes with it that's really bad, like the levels and the leveling gating. And the weapons and leveling weapons, and you can't find weapons or buy them at the shop. You have to get them through gacha because they're...
That's just how it works.
Okay, granted, you can get certain weapons through gameplay. I think there's 3 rarities of the weapons. So you get the blue, which are the most default ones. Then you get purples, which are basically what you use if you don't have the gacha weapons. Then you have yellows, which are 4 stars. You can get those pretty often if you spin for the gacha. You'll get 1 every 10. And then you have the super ultra rare, which are the ones that you need 80 pulls or something to get.
And that's 5 stars or whatever?
Yeah, those are super rare. But because of the way that system works, you're never going to find the gold ones out and about in the world. So you're kind of you're not, unlike another game, even the Persona 3 that we have been playing, you're constantly upgrading your weapons. Or you'll do a quest and find a new weapon. You did this for What's-Her-Face, she gave you a cool bow. Or, you unlocked a chest and you found a cool new sword. That does not exist in games like this.
Yeah, unfortunately.
So between that and the way leveling up works... Okay, I'm going to go back and forth here a bit, but yes, I've been playing Persona 5X on my own, but we've also started playing Persona 3, so I'm going to reference that a little bit. Now imagine in Persona 3 when we're just, leveling, going through the dungeons, leveling as normal. And it's it's exciting. I've reached level 10. I can make something new. I can go check what personas I can make.
Yeah.
In this, that doesn't exist so much. All your characters, they don't level up one at a time. You're not going through the dungeon and level up and ooh, he learned a new skill.
Yeah, because you're going by the book system or whatever they use.
So I think it's every 5 or 10 levels of your account level, your main character's level, that determines what level your party members can be. So I'm at a point where I think their max level is 50. And when I hit that threshold, everyone was at level 40. So I get to that threshold and it's congratulations, everyone can be level 50 now. You go in, You throw a bunch of perfume at them. That kills the level gate so that they can level up to 50. And then you just feed them all those books, and they jump from level 40 to level 50, right? I've talked about this already before.
So you could kind of see it as going from level 4 to 5.
Yeah, things get really unbalanced because I'm in a dungeon currently where I think all my characters are just over leveled, and I'm just playing the game normally. But if you're doing other stuff like the events or getting materials or whatever, your character is slowly leveling up with the account XP, and that determines your party's level too. So now I'm going through this dungeon, and there's like no tension at all because I'm so high level. It literally doesn't let me fight the random encounters. Like, when we see those shadows walking around and you hit them, you go into a battle?
Yeah.
It basically, I do that, and it just goes straight to the victory scene because I'm way over leveled, and they're like, don't even bother. So it's like there's no tension in those dungeons at all.
That's unfortunate. Because, like, there are other games that kind of do that, too, that aren't gacha games.
Yeah. But, like, I don't know, it just feels weird that, like, I'm in this new dungeon that I've never been to before. I'm still exploring the map and doing everything, but, like, I'm over-leveled just because of the way the game is so unbalanced.
Okay, so I guess, like, in the example of the other games where you can skip battles, that's more like if you're going through an area you've already been and you don't want to take the time of battling, like, level 5 stuff.
Yeah, or even, like, if for some reason you were, like, grinding, like in Earthbound, you kind of need to grind in the beginning, but you can kind of make that choice for yourself, I guess. And I guess you can make this choice for yourself here, but it's like, it tells you, okay, you can level up, and it's like, well, I guess I might as well. It just feels like the enemies and stuff aren't balanced, and I don't know how they would fix that for a game like this. And what's worse is, even though most of the random encounters I can't fight because I'm just too over-leveled, every so often there will be, like, a guardian shadow or whatever that you can't skip, so they're supposed to be a little bit tougher, but they're still so easy. And like, this game has some kind of neat ideas in that some of the bosses or some of the like mini bosses will have like unique mechanics. Like there was the Matador, who was like, you know what a Matador is, right?
Yes.
That's kind of a recurring character in Shin Megami Tensei. He had this gimmick where like he would evade depending on his like. Every turn, he would go into a different stance, and that stance would evade certain attacks. So you have to hit him with certain attacks, and it's like there's like
sense.
Little puzzly elements. Or another one where like you're fighting this big cow monster thing, and he would buff up his friends with like different things, or they would buff him up. So you'd like have to decide what order you're going to tackle him, and like so many little like kind of puzzle fights. But it's kind of made moot if your characters are just so over level. You can just kind of face tank everything.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I don't know how to fix that. It's sad because, like, the story...
I'm not sure if it is fixable necessarily, unless you, like, redid the whole game, but it's a gacha game, so that's just how it works.
And, like, just knowing that, oh, soon this character is going to come out and I want them. And then, like, thinking about, oh, but our level gate is currently, like, level 60, so I'm going to have to get, like...
1,000 items.
Yeah, like freaking 40 different perfume bottles, like God knows how many XP books. And then the same for her weapon, like 40 different rocks, and then like a bunch of different parts to upgrade it. And then like you also have to upgrade her skills. So that takes like incense. So you need like 40 different incense things, and then like...
Okay, in order to make this podcast episode not just super depressing and complaining about things, although I totally understand venting. I'm curious, what of the story that you've unlocked so far, what do you enjoy, and what can you explain about said good story without completely ruining it for anyone else if they want to play?
I guess it's just like the characters in the stories. Like, I already talked about the last one with the Subway Slammer, and now we're on to the second one, which is more this guy who's like a food critic, and he's basically like blackmailing and extorting restaurants and stuff. And one of your school friends is basically, I guess you could say, his stepdad. I don't know if he's officially a stepdad, but he's basically like a father figure to him. Runs a ramen place, and he helped him like when he was a kid and like didn't have anywhere to go. So like they're really close, and he started working for him, and it's like, oh, he's really into like how to make ramen and to make the broth with the, what's it called, the katsuobushi, that big old blocky fish thing.
Oh yeah.
And he's like got this like special shaver thing, so he's like shaving it, and then the food critic's like,
it needs to be thinner or something.
No, I forget what happened. I think during one of the reviews he was there, he said that the broth was bad, and he's like trying to sell them like you guys should use this because he's got like his own brand of like bonito flakes.
Of course.
And then like the kid got pissed off, and they had like a tussle. And he's like, "Okay, you from now on you have to buy my bonito flakes, or I'm just gonna can your restaurant." And like it's this whole thing, and
That's fucked.
and yeah, he's like kind of a believable bad guy in that he's not like killing people, but he's a complete dipshit, like just an awful person, and you want to help your friend to like save his father's basically ramen place, right, or restaurant, and like his father's like kind of got health issues, and at one point he's like having an argument with the this review guy, and he's having like a, I don't know, not quite a heart attack, but he basically collapses, and like the little the stamp that Japanese people use to sign documents.
Oh, I think it's hanko.
Yeah, that like falls out of his pocket, so the guy just picks it up and he's like he stamps the selling documents so that like now he owns. Yeah, and it's like I don't know how realistic that would be, but that does seem like a fatal flaw to that system. Like if anyone can just use your stamp, like how do you prove that you were the one that used it?
Or didn't use it. Yeah.
Anyway, it's like I want to see what happens to these characters and to like what's going to happen when we confront him and like get him to change, because of course that's how Persona 5 works. And yeah, I just really like the characters. So I want to experience the story. It's just the gameplay is just kind of ugh. And the way Persona fusions work in this is also different. Now
Yeah, I would have kind of assumed so.
You know how Persona fusions work in Persona 3. That's kind of the same way that they work.
I have some critiques about it, but yeah.
That's basically how it works in 4 and in 5. You have a persona, you can fuse them together, and as long as you're the level of the persona that gets fused, you can do it.
Yeah.
They can be stronger than you, but they have to be at base level, your level. In this, it's kind of different.
In what way?
Just because you have a persona doesn't always mean you can use it to fuse. In fact, like, it's a different currency altogether. Like,
is this the one where you have to have, like, an extra card of it or something?
You kind of have, like, the personas, but then you have, like, tokens.
Oh.
And you use the tokens to fuse. But you can't just put together 2 tokens and fuse a new thing. You have to follow a recipe. So, like, if you want to get, for example, Nekomata or Archangel, there is exactly one way to get them. So you have to have the 2 that go into that. And like, it basically makes it so that when you're trying to get a new persona, you have to jump through a bunch of more hoops. So it's not as fun to experiment.
Do any of those hoops include microtransactions?
Kinda, sort of, if you wanted to. Because just in the same way that there's all those items that you use to, to bypass the level gates and all those books and the rocks and all that shit, you get 240 energy. Usually it takes about 30 energy to get some of those items, 20 energy to get like XP, and it can take like 40 to 50 energy to go get specific personas.
Ugh.
So some personas you can just get as you're playing the game. You'll fight them and they'll every once in a while be like, oh, let me join you. Some personas you can only get by spending energy. So you have to go through that like special dungeon area or dungeon thing, spend energy to fight them to get them. And then some you can only get by fusing, which, can take those 2 things. And if you ever like, once you have a persona unlocked, you can use a different currency.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, it's a mess. The gameplay is a mess because of the free-to-play systems.
Here's a question for you. You only seem to like the story so far. You don't really like the gameplay and even how it fights to some degree of like...
The gameplay can be fun when the battles are balanced, but yeah.
You don't like the gacha aspect. Did you ever think of just watching the cutscenes or getting the story through YouTube or someone else?
I don't know.
It seems like that would be way easier than you can put more time in a game that doesn't suck ass.
Maybe. I'm so close to finishing the second dungeon, so I think I'm just going to finish that and then we'll see. The thing about it being live service too is like all the story isn't available anyways, so...
Yeah, but that's why I said like on YouTube, someone's got to be recording this somewhere.
I'll just keep playing for a little bit because like I don't know. I'm still split about it. It's like part of me is like I can swallow all this bullshit medicine to get to the fun parts, but like the fun parts are also kind of tainted a little bit. But when they work, they still are really fun. Like when you get to a boss that is challenging and you have to think and like use your party members and figure out which party members is good to bring to this fight, and like that builds stuff, right? Like who works best together, because there's so many characters too, you get so many more options, whereas like
I know, it just feels like either you could, I mean, we're currently playing through Persona 3. You could technically replay Persona 4 or Persona 5. You have, all the Shin Megami Tensei games, since that has same aspects.
well I don't have those
You could
anymore. Yeah,
buy them, whatever. It's just, I don't know, it just feels like it's not, to me,
you get
got
what you
so
pay
many
for.
games to choose from, sure.
But it's like, yeah, this is free, and like how much money do I want to spend? But anyway, we can move on. Speaking of Shin Megami Tensei, there is one that is on PC now, Shin Megami Tensei 5. And the interesting thing that's different about those versus Persona, now that you know what Persona is a little bit since we've been playing it,
Well, I mean, I had a concept before, but yeah.
in Shin Megami Tensei, like instead of having like your friends or whatever joining you with their personas, it's literally just the demons and monsters and stuff.
Yeah, they like.
They're like
Does
your
it count-
Pokemon almost.
Yeah, does it count as like them becoming friends with you, or they're just like, I'll fight for you?
It depends on which one you recruit. Some of them are more friendly, and some of them are just, they all have their different personalities.
Okay.
And also you can fuse them in there too. So like you will fight them, and like you'll have to sometimes do like the quote unquote demon negotiation, and you'll like strike up a conversation with them, and like you'll have to tell them what they want to hear. Sometimes you have to bribe them. Sometimes if you're fighting them and they're almost dead, they'll be like, please stop, let me join you. So like there's a bunch of different ways to get them, and then you can also do persona fusion or the demon fusion to like, so don't get too attached to any of them. Sadly, that is one thing about Persona.
And they don't care that you're gonna just take them and fuse them, because that was like a whole storyline in Star Trek Voyager.
No, I don't think so. Also, at least in Shin Megami Tensei 3, some of the demons will just flat out evolve. Like Pixie will turn into High Pixie. But I don't know how many of those actually do that. And leveling them up is way slower than just fusioning new ones. But yeah, that is the one sad thing about it. Like if you get attached to some like Nekomata. I like Nekomata, but like at some point she just kind of gets benched or fusioned. Anyway, yeah, so maybe one day I will get Shin Megami Tensei 5, and I will play Persona 4 once they release the remake of that. Who knows when that's coming out though.
Yeah, they only just announced that recently, right?
Yeah.
So let's talk about Persona 3 then.
Yeah, so all that meandering to say I wanted more Persona, and I wanted it in a more classic, formula.
Normal way.
Yeah. So I got Persona 3, is it called Reloaded? It's basically the Persona 3 remake. It's on Steam, it's on everything.
And we've been doing good and streaming it. I mean, not that anyone's watching, but it gets us in the schedule of streaming.
Yeah, I guess we can keep doing that. I mean, it's definitely fun when just sharing the experience with you and making fun of certain things and joking around. Because, I guess the characters are okay. I would say Persona's 3 characters are probably the weakest of the 3, 4, and 5. But
Yeah, you got like the mom character, the constantly injured character, the comedy relief character, the girl character, and your character.
yeah, and the injured guy is like I'm gonna get stronger. My main mission in life is to be strong, and it's like that anime trope.
Not only that, I mean, that's one thing. I can understand how a high school student, male, wants to be strong. But it's that he says that, and then the mom character is more like, no, you can't fight yet. You're still recovering. You're still recovering.
For like over a month.
I guess technically it's his ribs, and I've never broken a rib. I've never had a rib cut through for like heart surgery or whatever.
Oof.
But I have had my ribs bruised, and it does kind of suck because you can feel it, but there's literally nothing you can do. And there is no indication that your ribs are recovering.
How did that happen?
I don't know if I've gone over this before, but I was making a delivery for the cafe and I ran into a water fountain, but it was really old style, so it's just like a bowl.
Oh.
And it jutted out, and I just slammed into it with my ribs, and yeah, they were bruised. I felt that for like fucking 3 weeks.
Wow.
So yeah, I'm just bringing that up because I kind of made fun of him for being injured, and all his portrait or character model shows that he has like a band-aid on his head, and I was like, that's not fucking injured. But when it comes to rib injuries, yeah, that's...
I think that little patch on his face is just because he's a boxer.
Oh, I thought it was just like, okay, here's a band-aid. Clearly
No.
he's injured.
That's just going to be on his face forever. So yeah, Persona 3, it's about you're basically a self-insert, I guess, a silent protagonist that you get to name.
Yeah, because now that I think about it, like, there's supposed to be this story where, like, okay, he transferred and stuff happened, but I know my memory sucks ass, but I don't remember, like, anything of his backstory. You just, like, appear.
Yeah, I don't know if you get more later, but honestly, none of the games really have much of a backstory. I think something happened to his parents, because Yukari makes a comment about that, but it's basically just a blank slate that you can name anything. And when I first played this on the PS2, like, I named him, my name. Like, oh, his name is David, and you got to give him the last name, too. And it's like, this is weird because everyone's, calling him this non-Japanese name when everyone else is Japanese. So, like, this time we just went with his
Canon name?
Canon name, yeah.
Makoto.
It's one of those things, again, like, sadly, this is even a thing in Persona 4 and 5 and the latest Shin Megami Tensei. It's like, you're playing a blank slate, but it's not a character you customize. So it's like, why are you just if I'm going to be giving him a name anyways, let me just fully customize them.
Or if you can't give them a name or can't customize them, then just give them the default name.
Yeah, and give them a personality. Because, like, if you watch I know Persona 4 has an anime. I don't know if 3 or 5 have an anime.
I'm assuming they're not still silent protagonists.
Exactly. They have their own personalities. They talk. In Persona 5X, the live service game, you meet Joker. And Joker was a silent protagonist in Persona 5. But in this, he just starts talking, which can be kind of weird. It's like, I'm having a conversation with the silent protagonist. But,
It's like, pick a lane and stick to it, damn.
yeah, I guess, yeah. It's just, just don't half-ass it. If this is going to be a self-insert, like, just let us customize it. You have, like, a template for these anime characters, whatever. Like, let me choose the hair, let me choose the gender. You can already choose, like, different outfits. So it's like, just go all the way.
You did say one of the other remakes of Persona 3 did let you select a gender, right?
Yeah, Persona 3 on the PSP had you can play as a female main character if you wanted.
It's weird that they took that out.
A lot of people were like, how is this, why does the remake not have these features? But go figure. This is a thing I could complain about in many games, like Fire Emblem does this too, but whatever.
Let's try to stick with Persona 3 for now.
Yeah. So yeah, you're this kid who goes to this new school. You get put in this dorm, right? And like, the people in the dorm are kind of weird, but like, there might be a reason for it. And also, like, something happens at midnight and a bunch of weird shit is going on. And basically, yeah, during midnight, there's like a special spooky time when like most people get like confined in these coffins and then monsters come out. And if you're not in one of those coffins, you're kind of fucked. So like these people's job is to like take care of the monsters and explore and figure out why this is happening. So your gameplay is basically split up between most of the day when you're just a normal student going to school. Then like you can hang out with your friends. You can have a part-time job.
You can study and still be a dense bastard.
You can study, and you should study because there's exams because you're a student. We haven't gotten to that yet, but like I think in a week, we're like a week away from the exams.
I guess one of my things at this point is that, yeah, we have all these skills that we can level up, and okay, fine. I guess this game is like 50 hours at least, so it takes a long time. We have 3 skills, and it takes fucking ages to get them up to like the next little level. Like, how many times have we studied, and we're still at like dumb as hell?
Yeah, it does take a while. Like
holy shit.
I don't know if the next ones change that, because in the other games there's 5 different skills. This one only has 3, which I think are like guts.
You got courage, charm,
yeah.
and studious or study or something.
Academics.
Yeah.
I think the other ones have those 3 and 2 more, but I can't remember what the other 2 are.
Oh, then there's the silly things like, oh, to raise your courage, you can sing karaoke by yourself. Or to bring up your charm, you eat ramen because, oh, pork fat is so good for your skin or something. And it's just like, yeah, I don't think that's how it really works, but fine, whatever.
Yeah, I think one of the other stats in the other games is kindness, but I can't remember the 5th one. But yeah, you do like random stuff, and like, okay, it is silly. Some of the things, like you said, like, ooh, singing karaoke requires some courage, but you need a lot of courage to go into the bar or into the nightclub that you're not supposed to be in. Or like certain characters later on will be like, if you want to be friends with this character, you need to have a certain level of academics or intelligence, or they're not going to be interested in you. Like, for example, in Persona 5, God, what was her name? It's not Mokoto, because that's our main character here. Queen. That's her nickname. Like, if you want to get with Queen in Persona 5, you basically have to have almost maxed out academics, or she will not hang out with you.
She doesn't like the dum-dums.
Yeah. So I'm like, well, I'm going to study hard, not because I want to go to college, but because I want to get with her.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, that sounds typical for a boy.
So, like, there's fun things that, like, those stats will dictate. Like, you can only do certain things if you don't have enough courage, or if you don't have enough academics or whatever. So it's a fun balance of, like, you only have a limited amount of time in this life or in this school year. You have to decide what's important. You could just keep hanging out with your friends and not study. You can ignore your friends and just get super big brained, but like, it's like a balance, right? Like, what's important in your life? If you study all day and then like work out in the gym all day, maybe you're not going to be able to hang out with the dude who wants to date his teacher and figure out what the hell that's happening there. So yeah, that's kind of the charm of Persona. And it's kind of, I'm glad that you get to see, like, this is what everyone, like, loves about the game. Like, okay, the dungeons and stuff is fun, too, but it's both.
I mean, that makes sense. I mean, there are things that I make fun of. Like eating ramen is good for your skin.
Yeah.
And that's funny. But, I mean, I guess the overall story is decent enough. You did say that like Persona 4 and 5 are technically better story-wise.
Oh yeah, in my opinion, yes. But I also never finished 3, so we'll see.
That's fair. So, we get to explore this kind of together in some sense.
Yeah,
Do you remember how far you made it here in Persona 3?
Yes. I remember because I know which party members I had unlocked.
Oh, okay.
And then after that, I'll tell you when it happens, but I think we were going to have 1, 2, 3 characters added to the party. And then after that, there's like at least 3 or 4 more. I don't know, but those I've never experienced.
Now, is it going to include a lot of the characters that have portraits, I'm assuming?
Well, I don't think we've met any of them yet.
Oh, okay.
But there is one shakeup that will happen soon too, so.
Dun dun dun.
Actually, that happens in Persona 4 as well. Does it happen in Persona 5?
I'm going to make a random pull out of my ass and say it's going to do with Junpei.
Huh. I don't know. No, that's not who I'm thinking about, but we'll see. So yeah, it's that fun balance of like, you got the school stuff, and then you also got the dungeon crawling. And okay, the dungeon in this game is kind of repetitive, I guess.
Ugh, yeah, unfortunately.
Like, okay, so in 3, it's just like a big
tower.
Yeah,
I'm assuming it's not endless, but do we finish this and then go elsewhere to fight shadows, or is it literally all taking place in this one tower?
Well, you've already seen that. At one point, there is some stuff outside of it.
Okay, I guess there was the monorail.
Yeah, but most of the time when we're dungeon crawling, we'll be inside the tower, which is like this like House of Leaves style tower that just is constantly shifting. And
it also pops out from the school for a reason, so it'll be interesting to see if the story points out why that is.
Yeah, I don't know why, but versus like in 4 where you have like the TV world and like every dungeon is very different. Like this one will be themed after like a sauna, or this one's themed after like a strip club.
Yeah, because in Persona 4, if I'm remembering correctly, it kind of plays off of like the different personalities or the like hidden thoughts of the characters in your party.
Yeah, whereas this one doesn't really explore that kind of thing at all. And 5 is the same way, where like you have mementos, which is like this. Mementos in 5 is kind of like the tower, where it's like this randomly generated thing that just goes on forever. But then you also have like the main dungeons, which are like themed after the character you're going after. So like the first guy has like a castle that's also themed with volleyball.
So it's kind of like Psychonauts in a sense.
Yeah,
Because you're going in different people's minds, and their minds are different places.
Yeah, you're not really going in their minds, but like this, what's it called? Collective unconscious version of like the perception of them, and their perception of themselves is so strong that it's kind of like manifesting itself that you can go into. Yeah, it's weird.
Vaguely similar, but also completely different.
Yeah, like they don't know you're in there.
I don't think well,
I mean, granted, I've never played Psychonauts, so I don't know.
yeah, I think some of the teachers' heads that you go into, they'll realize that you're there. But I want to say that some of the other minds you go into, they're not completely aware, or at least not until the very end. I'm not sure. Because, yeah, you get yelled at for going in some of the teachers' minds.
Yeah, so Persona 3 doesn't have anything that's kind of that. Persona 3 is much more like there's a big something bad that's happening in the world, and we're trying to figure out what is happening. Whereas in like 4 and 5, it's more personal, sort of like you're helping people either to discover themselves or help them pull themselves together, or in 5 where you're going after certain people. But in 3, it's more like this unknowable, just weird area that most people aren't even aware of, but like it's like leaking out into the real world. And I don't know, I guess I can't say too much because I don't know the end of the story when it's explained. Maybe it's explained what all this is, but
yeah, actually I was just thinking, like, there's this hidden time that starts at midnight and I guess lasts for an hour, but maybe in the real world lasts for like a split second or something. Now, supposedly everyone that doesn't have these super magic powers with personas, they're supposed to be held in a coffin-like shape because that's more spooky. But if something goes wrong and they're outside of their coffin during the dark hour, they can get attacked by the monsters, right?
Yeah.
Can they die in there? Or is it they get attacked and then for whatever reason they don't die, but they just get the apathy syndrome?
Yeah, basically. They become like, for lack of a better word, like zombies, but not like
depressed.
But not like I'm gonna eat you zombies, but more just like and they just stand around.
Zombies.
Yeah, they just like stand around. I mean, it's in the name, apathy, right? They just hyper apathetic, where they're just standing around moaning and like not doing anything. They look like someone that's like overdosed on something.
Yeah, high on drugs.
Yeah.
It's just weird that they get attacked, but they don't get hurt. They just lose their will to live, maybe. Well,
could be.
Actually, yeah, maybe the will to live, because, like, they brought up, like, the suicides in the beginning, right? If I'm remembering. Wasn't there something about, like, oh, someone stepped in front of a train or something?
Yeah, I guess.
I don't know.
I guess that pops up in a lot of the games, yeah. Well, it pops up in 5 as well.
And we also got to figure out why they come out of the coffin. Like, what causes that?
I don't know.
Anyways. Random thoughts.
These are questions that we'll have to figure out as we play.
Yeah, I hope they answer it, but who knows.
So I guess you're okay with for us to keep playing it together?
Yeah, I'm curious in my own way. I mean, there's a lot of things I could bitch about, but, I mean, I'm sure that's not something that everyone wants to listen to a podcast to for.
It's got a very interesting vibe. Like, I think my favorite is 4, and 5 has such a great, like, atmosphere about it. But 3, even though like the UI and everything, they were still working on it. The UI and stuff isn't as impressive as 4 or 5. Like,
the UI is fine. Like, I don't mind the styling. Going through it is like whatever. My issue is just here. I'll try to make a quick rundown of my issues of this game. The constant talking. I know it's a JRPG issue. They're making the same fucking comments all the time. Just shut up. On top of that, some of the music kind of sucks.
Yeah, the music in this one isn't as good as the others. Like,
which is unfortunate.
I will say though that I've had the fucking battle theme. baby, 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 baby thing like stuck in my head. But then like after that shit part, like when the music starts kicking and like the main battle theme is pretty good. And like the theme when you're in the dark hour, like it reminds me of like Resident Evil. It's got like this kind of creepy vibe. I really like that.
Especially on the monorail. That song was especially...
Oh, that was an interesting one too, yeah.
Yeah, because she's like, I guess something to the effect of like, help me, and then like her voice gets all discombobulated and stuff.
It was really weird, but yeah, kind of good.
I definitely think playing that during Halloween would be perfect.
And like another thing that's different about the other ones, like okay, Persona 4 kind of uses the same monsters. They're just shadow blobby things with like the little hamburger helper hand. And
This is a cute little guy.
whereas Persona 5, they're like, okay, screw it, we're gonna make it like Shin Megami Tensei, where like the enemies are just the demons. So like you will fight Nekomata, you will fight Jack Frost. You'll run into a group of angels, and they'll be the enemies. And it's like, I guess it's up to each person's individual opinion, like which is better.
I like the more varied monster style.
Which one is that?
That you're fighting the little hamburger helper guy. You're fighting the little tower with 3 heads. It's not just the demons that you can make your personas. There's
Interesting.
more variety.
Yeah, there is. I guess kind of. But I guess I kind of like fighting the demons because then I get to look at them more often. And like
Yeah, that's true.
Persona 5 also brings in the demon negotiation from Shin Megami Tensei. So in that one, you can talk to the demons and like try to recruit them. Whereas in this, it's like you just kind of get them randomly after a fight.
Okay, I mean, I guess that's fair. In Persona 5, do they have the demons and other creatures to fight, like the little hamburger helper? Or is it only demons and that's it? What if there was like a nice mixture? You get both.
It's only the demons and the bosses.
Ugh.
So yeah, I guess interesting. I guess yeah, you prefer this style. Well, that's good. Then you won't be sad that we are fighting a bunch of weird little shadow things.
Yeah.
But I will say, some of them are dumb, but some of them are really cool. Like yeah, the little hamburger helper guy was just like a hand with a face, right?
He's just dancing around.
And then like they're it's
I
like
guess you
Hulk
could
Hogan for some reason.
Yeah, so I actually did look that up while we were playing, and like, I remember hearing, I don't get into wrestling, obviously, that Hulk Hogan kind of started his career in Japan, but technically he started in like 1977, but it was only like 3 years later that, I don't know if it was through the WWE in a contract with them, but he did end up going over to Japan, and I guess he built up a pretty big relationship up with the Japanese, because instead of calling him Hulk Hogan, which I don't know, maybe that was kind of hard for them to say or something, they just gave him the nickname of Ichiban, so he's just number 1. So I guess they just really fucking liked him. Granted, wrestling is also fake, so maybe they just like decided to give him that nickname and then everyone just went with it. But yeah, he was pretty big in Japan for a while, so I guess that's why they have the monster based on him.
Maybe there was the boss of the monorail area was a fun design.
Oh boy, well this is when it starts getting into more sexual stuff, at least as I saw it, because like okay, we have right now Lilith, which is Lilith's daughter from the Bible, or not technically
she had many like demon kids, yeah.
Okay. Technically, is it more of a Torah thing? Because, like,
It's a
Christians
apocrypha.
I know don't really know about Lilith, but I think some of the Jews do. So I don't know, like, where it splits off between them.
It's, as far as I know, it's apocrypha, but that's the fun thing about these games too. Like, just all like whenever you summon a new demon or whatever, you can like read its story and be like, oh, cool, what is this? And you can look it up and like read more of the real stories.
Yeah, there was one we got recently. It's like a bird-human skeleton thing, or maybe in Shin Megami Tensei it's more skeleton. And I read the description, and it's like it's a real vague thing that happens in Sri Lanka. And I guess in Sri Lanka, they have the Hindus and they also have the Buddhists. And of course, they're gonna have like a little bit of conflict between those two religions. And I guess for whatever reason, the Sri Lankan Buddhists decide to take some of the Indian gods and demify them for some reason. And they turned it into this scary human bird thing. And,
Yeah, Garula.
and it was just like...
Or Garuda.
It's interesting to me in that way because, like, I'm vaguely into Buddhism. And so to me, it seems... humans are going to do their weird thing. It's like, you don't need to demify the Hindu gods. You just don't believe on them. Like, that's different.
It's just kind of, I mean, even Christianity did that a lot too. We're like, oh, these people are believing in this god. Clearly it's a demon.
Yeah, I guess. But, like, I guess for me, in my view of Buddhism, which is very secular, which there are going to be groups that are against that too. That, like, you just don't believe in it. You don't have to deem it. I don't think they're a demon because they just don't exist, but whatever.
But yeah, that is one of the fun things. Like, and some of them are just, some of them are demons. Some of them are just like, oh, this is a fairy spirit. Or this is just a hungry ghost. Or this is one of the many classes of angels. And this series is just like, it's Pokemon with, like, real world religious monsters. And that is such a fun aspect of it.
Yeah. Because, like, all the different cultures, like, whether you believe in them or not, they're still cool creatures.
Yeah.
And that's fun.
Even if they're, like, idea of certain ones and they design them in weird ways. Like, the most famous being, like, Mara, right? It's like,
oh, is that the giant chariot penis?
Yeah.
And they're like, that's not the Mara I know about. He's not a penis. I mean, he's kind of a dick, but he's not a literal penis.
Or, like, even just the angel. Like, the first... I think there's like 10 classes of angels, but the first class of angel you see in these games is...
She's like in bondage gear.
Yeah. So it's like...
oh, okay.
It's just fun. I don't know. So yeah, we were talking about the boss on the monorail, right? Like...
Oh, yeah. So she's like split down the middle. One half is black, the other half is white. So I guess you could almost see it as like a yin-yang kind of type of thing, maybe. And she's topless.
She's got a drape over her legs.
Yeah, that's
She's
fine.
sitting at the end of the train, so like...
Oh, yeah, she's man-spreading, or woman-spreading in this.
Yeah.
You don't see anything. She's covered in that aspect, but you can tell she's sitting in a provocative way. And then on her boobs, which admittedly are perfectly normal size, so that's nice. She's not like humongous on top or, balloon tits or anything. She's got B on one boob and J on the other, and it's like...
What did they mean by that?
Gee, I wonder. So she's like definitely like well, maybe not hypersexualized, but definitely sexualized.
Sexualized a little bit. I mean, even when you first encounter her, she's got like a sexy face. You don't see her eyes, but she's like licking her lips. And then she like exhales like this ice at you. And she's also got like these like scrolls around her, and like she would attack with them.
Paper scrolls.
Yeah.
I don't know what connection that may or may not have to anything.
Yeah, I mean, who knows? Like sometimes it's like somebody's just making a cool design, and sometimes they're like maybe they're thinking up a story in their mind, but like this is just like a boss. So you fight her, and she's like taking control of the train, so you have to fight her, like beat her before like 30 minutes or whatever. But that's not the real time, because like they keep cutting it short. But yeah, it was a cool boss. I remember even back in the day playing it on the PS2, I'm like, wow, this is a cool design.
Like, the design is interesting in itself, that's fine, and I can understand, like, again, we have Lilim, she's a succubus, basically, and obviously that's a type of demon to have anyways. So her design is not, like, offensive or anything, but it's just, like, she's not doing anything in the context of being succubus-like. She's just taking over monorail, so, like, I don't understand if there's supposed to be a connection, or I guess she can do things that aren't sexualized, but it just seemed kind of weird.
The only thing I can think of, like, this whole long passage of the train, you're just being funneled down and down until you get to her big spread legs. And I don't know if they're, like, what they're saying there, but it could be nothing. It's just a fun visual design.
It's just like, oh, we're on this monorail and we have to stop it before this demon kills everything. Oh, she's like a fucking sex symbol or something. Like, okay.
Yeah, I do. Maybe I should have looked into, like, why does she have BJ on her tits? That's, like, the weirdest thing. If it wasn't for that, it's like everything else is like, oh, this is cool. I like the design. And I still like it. And, like, even the fact that she has BJ on her tits, it makes it more like we're talking about it.
Yeah, I guess.
But, I don't know. It's not, like, egregious. I think it's a cool design. And it's also not like, it's not one of those things where I would assume people are just going to, go nuts over and like use it as fab material. It's just a cool design.
Although, yeah, I have a thing where I do like when horrific themes merge with sex themes type of thing.
Like even Nekomata. I love Nekomata. She's so cute. And it's like,
She's got like the leather mask on her face.
yeah, it's almost like well, yeah, kind of like a BDSM mask or something, right?
Are you thinking the doggy mask? I forget what they call them.
That kind of mask without like it being.
Yeah, so she doesn't bite. It's.
I don't know. Does
It
she have
skipped
like a
my
kitty thing on her mask?
I thought it was covering her mouth, but I don't know.
And she's
I'd have
got
to
like
look closer.
she's basically got like a fur coat and then just like skin tight black leggings, and she's like, I don't know. I love her design. She's definitely sexy. Sorry.
It's okay.
And yeah, that's the sad thing. I know you like Nekomata too, so we had her in our party for a while, and she was doing really good. But like, eventually, it's just like, well, I gotta throw you out.
Or merge you with something else.
So it's not like Pokemon where you make friends and like Squirtle's with me the whole time. So it's like, nope, Squirtle, sorry, it's time for you to go in the blender with Pidgey and become something better.
That's one way of looking at it. I mean, there are a lot of Pokemon that end up in the box.
Yeah.
So I guess that's vaguely similar. You just don't merge them together.
But maybe that's a main character problem because the other characters, they have their one persona. They can't switch, so they're just stuck with whoever they get. And like, I think they can evolve once if you do certain things. At least they could in 4 and 5. I don't know if they can in 3. Which is kind of funny because like speaking of 5 and evolving their personas, talking about Queen again. Queen has a persona that starts off as a freaking motorcycle. And when she summons the persona, she gets on top of it and rides it. And like that's how she casts her like spells or whatever. But when it evolves, she stops being a motorcycle and it's like, oh, is this kind of a downgrade? That was such a unique design.
What does it turn into?
I don't remember what it was, but it wasn't a motorcycle. So whatever it was, she wasn't riding it anymore.
Does it turn like into a humanoid though, or is it?
Yeah, I think her persona was some Catholic saint, some martyred lady. I forget what it was exactly. Maybe I'll show you later, but yeah.
That is bonkers. Okay, well now I'm curious, so I'll have to look that up later.
Yeah, anything else to say about Persona 3? It's been fun so far. Again, one of the things that it's just nice to play a Persona game that's normal. There's actually challenge, even if it's been it hasn't been like super hard, but there's still tension, especially when you're in the dungeons for too long and it's like, oh, everyone's exhausted.
Yeah.
My mommy is telling me like, hey, Takaba's exhausted. You need to come back. And even she's like, oh God, please. So it's like there's tension of like, how much can we last in here? And we can only go so deep every night. Whereas the live service game is like,
just go forever. Who cares?
Yeah, it's just different, man.
I guess one thing I'll bring up too is the mixing of personas doesn't really make sense to me, and I guess maybe it's not supposed to, but like the first ones that made sense were when you were taking Unicorn and merging it with someone else and the new persona was riding a horse. Like that makes sense. But then you're taking like, I don't even remember who makes what combinations, but like you take this one persona that, I don't know, does ice attacks, and this other persona that has electricity or whatever, and you put them together and you make Jack-o'-lantern. I was like, what the fuck? How does that connect, like, at all?
The way there is a little bit of a method to it, but it's more to do with their arcana. So, like, if you mix, for example, a Fool card persona with, like, a Hierophant class arcana, it'll make a certain class. If you mix two of the same, if you mix two, like, Empress ones,
you'll get another Empress.
Yeah, it'll be, like, the next level up Empress. So there's, like, a little bit to it like that, but unless you're, like, having, like, a chart to look at it, I basically just treat it as random. I just look what each one makes and decide if I want it or not.
Yeah, I guess. I don't understand tarot cards, so that's something that completely goes over my head.
Yeah, that's a really fun system, too, because it rewards you for being friends with people. It's your social links, so that's part of the game. It's like, you're on this quest or whatever, but you need the power of friendship. And I mean, I guess you don't really. You could probably get through the game without it, but
it does help.
Yeah, if you become really good friends with somebody and they're like attribute, or they're aligned to like the hangman turret. Whenever you make a hanged persona, it's going to be powered up. Like one of the ones we have is the little dude, the classmate who wants to date his teacher so bad, right? And he's aligned to the magician Terra. So whenever we make a magician aligned persona like Jack Frost,
It'll go up, what, 2 or 3 levels now?
depending on on your connection to that person. So at maxed out, you can like, it's 10 extra levels, which is,
That's a lot.
yeah. So that's also the fun. Like, not only are you finding out about your friends and their stories, but also you get some gameplay bonus too. And like, I don't know, I guess some of the friends might not be that interesting. I know you've been like not feeling the kid who's trying to date his teacher, and I'm just like, this is funny. I want to encourage him.
Well, I mean, it's funny, but at the same time, it's just like, it's not gonna happen.
It's not gonna happen. And he's
she's
like
a
misreading
teacher.
things.
Yeah.
He went to go ask her on a date, but before he could like work up the nerve to ask her, she's like, do you need private lessons or something? And he's like, yes. And he's like, I'm gonna go to her house, and like, oh god, I'm nervous. And it's like, dude, that's not a date. But I'm still like telling him, yeah, man, you got this.
You're such an asshole.
It's funny. And then yeah, like some of the things, like you're just having conversations with a ton of different people. Like one of the ones was the dude on track, right? And he's like, I'm training, blah blah blah. And it's like the weekend, and I'm like, dude,
Just chill out for a little bit. And
you
he
have
did
to
not
take
like
it easy
that.
too. And it's like, oh, you don't get me. It's like, oh well, whatever. This version of Persona 3 also has like the rewind feature, so you could technically, if you say the wrong thing to certain people, you could rewind and fix it. But
That kind of takes the fun out of it. I guess that works if you're like you're playing it a second time or
yeah,
something.
if you want to min max like the ranks, because I think you get bonuses once you like max them out. But I don't really care too much about that. We'll just go with the flow. So yeah, it's been fun.
Yeah, I guess it's fine. We'll go through the story and see how it really ends up. And I'll try to, now that we're streaming it, and I'll try not to talk back to the characters every time they say something. I know that's a issue of mine.
Well, when they're like shouting out lines while we're
You're like,
exploring.
oh, let's do that on the next battle. I was like, no shit. Like,
Oh,
okay.
yeah. I mean, granted, those can be kind of annoying. I will say, though, that the when they shout out a treasure or a shadow, it could be useful if you didn't notice it, but, I mean, most of the time I'm looking at the little mini-map anyways.
Yeah, they make it pretty obvious what's around you.
We did just make it to the new area where I still have to get used to the layout, and sometimes there have been a couple of times where a shadow has snuck up on me.
Yeah, that's fair.
But yeah, once you get used to it, it's like, okay, I don't need you guys to yell this out every time. Well, I guess that's enough for Persona. I don't know if there's anything else I needed to say about it. It's so nice to play a regular game and not one of these weird gacha games. It's like, I don't even mind that it's gacha. It's the other stuff that annoys me. Why can't they make it a gacha game, but still have like them
Normal
level
leveling.
up the same way?
Yeah.
Still let me find cool treasures and stuff when I'm exploring the dungeons. When we're playing through here, granted, a lot of the treasure chests will just be like, you got a potion, or you got like some SP restoring stuff, or you got some gems that you can throw at enemies. But every so often you do find, oh, this is a sword, and it was really big upgrade, or stuff like that. Whereas in the free-to-play game, it's like, it's always the same currency. And it's just like, you might as well just be giving me dust. It's just incomprehensible dust at that point.
Well, I think I'm good for this week. What do you feel?
Yeah, I don't know if there's anything else to say. There was a little bit of news I saw recently. Fallout 5 is officially greenlit and in development.
Well, that doesn't really mean too much because Elder Scrolls 6 has supposedly been in development for like the past 5 years, so.
Yeah, true, but at least for Fallout, like, they've had the TV show, so maybe...
I guess, yeah, they'll put a little bit more effort into it.
Yeah, because it's like, if, with that being so successful, it's crazy that Microsoft hasn't been like, you guys need to make something.
Well, with all the recent layoffs, were they touched at all?
I don't know. I know they're making other Fallout properties too, but we'll have to see what the spin-offs are. I just want Fallout 5, and I absolutely need to have a new computer for when that comes out.
Yeah.
I mean,
Good
I guess
luck with that.
I guess same for the new Elder Scrolls, because yeah, I was looking at my most played games, and I think Fallout 4 is my most played game, but that's because it counts Skyrim Special Edition and Skyrim Classic as two different things. So if you put those two together, it might actually beat out Fallout. But, I mean, yeah, I think I'm definitely more of a Fallout fan than a Elder Scrolls fan. They're both amazing, and I want both, but yeah. God, I can't wait for both of those. Or Oblivion, if I can one day play that. Oh, man. I need a new computer.
Well, we'll see you guys next week. Feel free to leave us a comment if you have any thoughts about having
Anything.
played Persona 3 before, or if you've wanted to play it. And also check out our Blue Sky, because we post there when we go streaming, so...
Sometimes.
Yeah, well, having someone there to talk with would be kind of nice. So come by and stay hi.
Yeah, hang out and chat with us. We chat with each other, but...
That can only go so far.
It was really funny the other night, because she was
oh my god,
sleep deprived and making all sorts of dumb comments, which made me laugh.
Yeah, if you don't mind dumb, mature, but also adolescent poop and sex humor, by all means, whatever. Anyways, I think we're gonna go. So,
Okay.
we'll see you next week. We love you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.